I was 19, almost 20, and she got an email from Beyoncé's publisher. Thank you, and I touched her, and I was like, oh my God, I touched her. So,
This is gonna hurt.
no, and no, all the way, not all the way, and then back up.
Jesus.
Hoi iedereen, leuk dat jullie kijken. Kai hier en welkom bij een nieuwe aflevering van Take 3 Fit Talk. Het programma waarin ik gasten ontmoet voor wie fitheid en sport heel erg belangrijk is. Met in deze aflevering ballerina MICHAELA DEPRINCE. Niet de minste, want zij heeft in een van de video's van Beyoncé gedanst en is los daarvan een van de beste ballerina's van dit moment.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too.
MICHAELA, glad you can make it.
Thank you so much.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So how have you been?
Good, struggling a little bit, of course. I'm injured. I ruptured my Achilles a year ago, so I had to recover from that. And then I got injured again a month ago. I twisted my ankle on stage doing Cinderella. I was doing the lead fairy, which is it's quite quick and quite fast. So you really need to know where you're placing everything. And I was in costume everything, and quite dramatic. I twisted it, fell. The swelling was like this right away, and I was so excited to be back. It felt great to be on stage, and doing this role is quite like you're a fairy, so you have to be very up and very bright with quick footwork and everything. And then I slipped and fell, and everything happened so fast. I screamed, and then the audience was watching, and then I was crying, and I was, cursing. I was like, and it was a lot of ugly crying, but it was just the fact for me, it was just, I just got back, and it felt a bit unfair, and I was ready to show people what I had to offer, and then this happened. So it's very precise. You have to, of course you have to be lyrical about it and hold things, and then you can catch up with the music.
Right.
But you can also hurt yourself because of that, so it's, yeah.
How did you move from being a ballerina to dancing in Beyoncé's videos? How did that happen?
My mom was my manager. I was 19, almost 20, and she got an email from Beyoncé's publisher. She said, yeah, we'd like MICHAELA to do our music video. My mom sent it to me, and I was like, this is fake, not gonna do it. But then my best friend Nathan, who also dances at the Dutch Nationale Ballet, he was like, he knows everything about Beyoncé. He's like, no, you're gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. So we figured out everything. I sent it to my agent, and then I sent it to my director and everything. They're like, yeah, you have to do it. But it was my first time doing a principal role at Dutch Nationale Ballet, and I was going to do Clara in the Nutcracker.
Right.
And so I was super excited about that, but it's Beyoncé, Clara, Beyoncé, you know? And so we got the message on Monday, we flew on Friday. I was there for 2 days filming, and then I came back, and then all of a sudden I realized it actually happened, and I was like, oh my God. Because when I met her though, we were on this tree, and she's like, I was standing there, and I was getting like mosquito bites on my feet and everything, and then she comes up and she's like, oh, thank you everybody, blah, blah, blah. And they didn't know if I'd be there, and I was like, she says, oh, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you can make it or whatever. And I was like, the honor is mine. And I was like, why would you say that the first thing to Beyoncé? But she was very kind, and I just had an incredible experience. And when she said she saw my piece for freedom, she's like, you're like another creature from another place. And I was like, thank you. And I touched her, and I was like, oh my God, I touched her. So yeah, it was incredible.
In this format, we talk about things that inspire you to become the person that you are today. So you brought 3 things, well actually 2, because you're going to show us some Pilates. But I was wondering what the first item was that you brought.
My first item for me and for just people in general who injure their feet is this little soft egg-shaped thing. Usually people use it for stress.
Right.
But for me, what I do, like pretend my hand is my foot, what you really need to focus on is strengthening the metatarsal. So you go like this, and then you dome with it. And this, it seems small, it really seems small, but this gives you so much strength underneath your feet, so then it prevents you from having injuries later on.
Okay.
And I wish I knew this when I was a teenager, or I would have had this for a lot longer. But this is one of my special items. My second item is very special to me because growing up, my mom had to show me how to dye my point shoes. She had to show me how to dye my undergarments, dyeing my tights, even the straps of my costumes. So now, about a year and a half ago, or 2 years, Gaynor Minden came out with the very first pair of brown point shoes. So now I no longer have to dye them, unless I want them to be a bit matte for contemporary, but now I can just put them on with my brown tights and go on stage feeling like MICHAELA.
Right. How much does it hurt to wear?
It doesn't.
No?
No. I mean, sometimes it does, and your feet look a bit, but besides that, it's okay. I mean, sometimes I do find blood in my shoes, and I don't know where it comes from, but it's not that painful. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, tell me something more about the point shoes being white and like you had to paint them yourself.
I used to have to paint them myself. They would come in pink, satin pink, to match the pink tights.
Right.
And then if I was doing a contemporary piece, I would have to double pancake them because the pink would be too light, so I'd have to do it twice. Yeah.
Right.
So it took a lot more work for me, and I'd have to have a few shoes just in case, you know, one didn't work or whatever. But now I don't have to really worry that much. I can just kind of sew them and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of dancers with an ethnic background in ballet?
Unfortunately, no.
Different ethnic background.
Yeah, I mean, it took some time even for like Asian people to be accepted into the ballet world. And now Black people are just being accepted into the ballet world. And also being a dark-skinned dancer, it's a fight. I remember when Raven Wilkinson was still alive for her, they had this test, it was a brown paper bag test. If you were darker than a brown paper bag, then they would not accept you in the company. If you're light enough, you are our African-American dancer. We don't need another African-American dancer.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm hoping nobody's focusing on the fact that I'm a Black dancer. It's just the fact that hopefully I can move them and I can change your life in some way or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You developed these shoes, and if it wasn't for you, other girls with different ethnic backgrounds wouldn't be able to dance on brown.
Yes, I wanted to start wearing brown tights because I just didn't feel like myself wearing pink tights and not like it just wasn't me. And so I was getting ready to do Tarantella with Dutch National Ballet. We toured around Holland with it. We went to Spain with it in different places. And I had to keep dyeing my shoes, and I was like, oh, this is such a hassle. Like, I just wish I had, I mean, for how many years I've been on point, it's been a lot of money to paint my shoes. So I was like, okay, maybe we can figure out something. And I've been wearing Gainer Minden since I was 8 years old. And so we decided, we're like, okay, can we figure out something? So we started doing different samples and things like that. At first, it wasn't working, and then finally, like a year later, after just figuring it out, it kind of finally worked. Little tweaks here and there, but it made my life so much easier. I just had to maybe pancake a little tiny bit, which was like, you know, saved a lot of money. But now it's like, just put them on, ready to go. Yeah. And I feel like MICHAELA on stage. I feel like the person I'm supposed to be. I don't have to think, oh my God, my feet, I have to do this, I have to do that, because I'm wearing pink tights and white shoes.
Well, yeah, and thanks to you, other girls don't have to go through that whole same process.
Yeah, I'm really hoping. I mean, I think it's just to be part of this whole thing is an honor. To be part of helping these, hopefully, the younger generation, especially Black ballerinas, that they can feel like it's okay to be who they are. Their skin color is okay, and they don't have to be judged by it, by being able to wear the shoes that match your skin. Yeah,
and then your third item is actually, it's not a real actual item. You do Pilates, right? I
do Pilates. I think it's one of the best ways to stay fit as a, not normal person, but somebody who isn't an athlete. And for me, being injured, I think the longest break I've ever taken was 2 weeks when I was dancing all the time. So after rupturing my Achilles, I couldn't figure out what to do. What can I do to continue to do movement and something that I can still feel like I'm dancing? And I found Pilates. But I do Pilates with a machine. But instead, I'm going to show you guys a few things that I do that you can do at home. Okay. With some fun things that you have around the house, simple, easy, and that's.
So I don't want to be sexist or anything, but
guys can do it too.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Should I participate or?
I think you should. I think it's going to be fun.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. I'm just going to change and then we'll try some things out.
Normaal hebben we natuurlijk de burpee challenge, maar ja, MICHAELA is hartstikke geblesseerd zoals ze had gezegd. You're injured. So instead of that, in plaats daarvan gaan we de pilatesles doen.
For me or for anybody at home, usually I would use a water bottle. Yeah. So I think you should get a water bottle.
Well, we have a fridge here, so I'm just
great.
gonna grab it. Why a water bottle?
Well, especially after being injured, you have to figure out like how to be stable and how to walk properly. Okay. And in general, also you can work your abs with this routine. It's quite simple, but hard. Let's see if you can get it. Okay. So we're gonna start with on the right leg. Yeah. You're gonna hold the water bottle on this hand, other left, and then you're gonna put it down on the floor.
I'm wearing very special shoes today. So
and then back up. Yeah. And then you're gonna grab it with the right arm and back up. Yeah. And then you're gonna go around in the back. Yeah. And you'll just put it back here. Try not to fall over. Back up. And then you're gonna turn to grab it. Try not to fall over. And back up. And it's working, you're working stability in your abs and in your legs.
Okay.
I think you did a good job. So the next exercise is also quite simple. We can both lay on the mat together. Maybe I should be forward. And you lay on your back.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna just, it's quite easy. You're just gonna go all the way up. All the way up.
Yeah.
With your arms in first.
Jesus.
I feel like an old man.
And then go down slowly.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
No, and no, not all the way, not all the way. And then back up.
Jesus.
And then again. Nice, and then back up.
Oh, dit is echt een killer buikspier.
And then you can then turn to the left with your like body.
Yeah.
Down.
Oh shit.
And back up.
I have
And
no
then to the
core.
other side.
Ja.
Down.
Oké, dit is voor je buikspieren. Het is
And back up.
niet makkelijk. Oké.
And you just keep doing that until you're like super tired. So everybody, like you said, you watched Black Swan.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about Swan Lake, right?
Right.
You know about
Yeah,
it. I
at
know about
Swanenmeer.
it. Swanenmeer, yeah. So we're gonna lay on our stomachs. So you're gonna pretend to be a swan. So you put your arms forward.
Ja.
And then you're just gonna go up and back. And forward. And back.
It's really difficult.
It's good for the back. It's quite simple. You just breathe and then go down, go down. Yeah, keep going, go down, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can bring one arm up and back. And
Well,
then the
no.
other arm up. In an easier way, just for people, you just go up a bit more.
Yeah.
You go forward, you go down, you go up, you go up, you go up, you go down, and then you go down. And then you repeat that 3 times.
Oké, het is dat ik les krijg van MICHAELA DEPRINCE. Anders had ik dit echt nooit gedaan. Well, this was great. Thank you for showing me and the audience the Pilates class.
Yeah,
And thank
of
you for your
course.
time.
Of course.
Just, you know, showing us your items and good luck dancing. Don't sprain your ankle again.
I won't, I'll try not to.
Okay,
Thank you so
be
much.
safe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Dit was hem alweer. Dankjewel voor het kijken. Vond je deze video leuk en zou je andere video's willen zien? Dan kan dat. Dan moeten jullie even abonneren.
Please show us some love and comment below.
Yes. That was great.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, good.